Welcome back for another triangle strategy.
After retaking Whiteholm Castle, Roland assumes the throne. Joy over the return of the line of Glenbrook sweeps the kingdom.
So yeah, last episode we just went through the part where Gustadolf finds out about the castle falling, and then Hierophant starts making their, I don't know, passive-aggressive demands as of now. But other than that, yes, Roland sits in the throne as king.
Yet not everyone is quick to welcome Roland back with open arms. Life under Frosty rule treated them well, and they suspect him to be naught but a figurehead of a puppet regime. Roland's absence, it seems, made room for discord among his subjects to flourish.
There you are, Your Majesty.
Ah, Hewitt.
Pray, do not sound so dismal. Now that we have retaken Whiteholm Castle, you are Glenbrook's rightful king. We've an entire kingdom to rebuild out of the ruins of war. Patriatte and the others have been demanding utmost haste.
I understand that, I do. But... oh, Cordelia. Damn the duchy.
He's just consumed with revenge. And since we're doing Roland's, we're gonna be fighting Frost to the very end. I assume Benedict's route has us doing the opposite, because Benedict wants to side with Frost. Therefore, we're gonna deal with the Hierophant along with Frederica's route. But Frederica is more on the freedom part, just trying to run away.
They tried to take everything from me. They have to pay.
I know you have suffered many hardships, but pray, do not let yourself succumb to despair. Me, our comrades, your people, all of us are eagerly awaiting the era of peace our new king will bring.
King, eh? My father never once let his emotions overcome him. Not even the day my mother died. I had every intention of following his stoic example, but...
Majesty, I bring word from the infirmary.
Is it Cordelia? Pray tell me she's all right.
She is indeed recovering apace, Your Majesty.
Oh, thank the stars.
It seems she has something to discuss with you all, if you will hear her out.
Of course. Tell her we'll speak in the garden, but only if it will not tax her overmuch.
Yes, sire.
Hewitt, fetch Serenoa and the rest. Tell them to come to the garden as soon as they are able.
'Twould be my pleasure.
What is it? You're smiling.
It's not like Serenoa and the others have like bullet train or cars. Horse is the best they can do. But let's not forget they're automaton horses. But still, it's not like they can just travel quickly just because the king calls them.
It's only... I thought it would be some time yet before I saw you look so at ease. I'll return shortly with the others.
Cordelia, you returned to me after so long. But slow and steady is the path to recovery. Yes, there is no rush. So that is what happened in my absence.
Yes. Gustadolf was a clever ruler. After the invasion, Patriatte and his royalists cozied up to Frost in order to protect themselves. Gustadolf used them to his every advantage. He stripped them of their privileges and left them nothing but their governing responsibilities. I don't think Patriatte much cared for that, but it did ensure everything continued smoothly, without interrupting the people's lives.
Now I understand why there was little unrest after the occupation began.
A clean, effective takeover by a well-seasoned commander.
But all the while, he was preparing to face the next conflict.
Wait, does he intend to march on Hierophant next?
I believe so. I wish I could be more specific. But the goddess's shield cannot protect the Holy State's capital from Esfrost. Not anymore. He said it will all be over once the death knell is ready.
What is this death knell?
A new weapon born from the coupling of his frosty ironworking and explosive projectiles. Valis claimed it is powerful enough to break through the goddess's shield.
To think Esfrost is capable of creating such a monstrosity.
So much for their reign of peace. Taking over Glenbrook was only the first move in a bigger gambit to seize the source.
I am disturbed to learn of Gustadolf's plan. But rebuilding our capital must take priority.
Very well. We should investigate the extent of the damage and discuss how best to proceed from there. House Wolffort will lend whatever aid you need.
Thank you, Serenoa. But since you are one of their saintly 7 now, I'd ask you to keep an eye on Hierophant as well.
Cordelia? Apologies. A brief spell of dizziness.
I have been looking everywhere for you, Your Highness.
Patriatte.
I do not recall giving you leave of the infirmary. Your injuries are still healing. Would you undo all the trouble I went through to get you the best of care? Pray, return to the infirmary at once.
It wouldn't do to push yourself, Cordelia. Rest now. Leave everything to me.
All right.
Oh, so I guess the damage defaulted to
Got a pretty
debris.
good understanding of the damage in the capital, my lord. It's a tad more than we were expecting.
Yeah, they defaulted on debris, although pretty much the water took over. Well, there are some floods here and there from over there, like small puddles and stuff. Other than that,
I see. Then we must make haste with repairs. Let's report this to Hierophant and see what aid they can give us. Was there anything of note besides damage?
There ain't an easy way of putting this, but not everyone's exactly pleased to hear Prince Roland's returned. Esfrost exempted Glenbrook's subjects from the salt tax. Likely a bid to get in everyone's good graces. A damn good one at that. But more than that, the so-called freedom Gustadolf brought to the kingdom seems to have made a splash. He threw out the old ways and made it so anyone could better their lot in life dependent on their ability instead of their birthright.
Just as in Esfrost.
Then the people must have looked quite favorably upon Gustadolf's rule.
I wager folks ain't too pleased to see us since they figure it means things will go back to how they used to be.
Roland surmised as much. We must do something to show the people his is a return worth celebrating.
Anna, have you looked into the state of affairs in the castle?
Yes. The head of the Royalists, Minister Patriatte, is extending his influence. He made quite the name for himself, even under Gustadolf. Though he seems eager enough to support King Roland, he was just as eager to serve the Archduke. I do not believe we can trust him.
Distinguished members of House Wolffort, how hard you are all working to rebuild our capital. What a delightful thing to see.
Minister, you do us a great honor visiting us out of all the many other responsibilities that must vie for your attention.
Oh, come now, do not think yourself so insignificant. The entire kingdom owes you its thanks, myself included, of course. We are so grateful for House Wolffort's aid, even though you now serve a different master.
We are only doing what any of King Roland's loyal vassals would.
Speaking of the king, I'm afraid we've a bit of a problem. His Majesty seems to be entertaining thoughts of retaliating against Esfrost. But the people have had their fill of war, and I'm sure you're already aware the people look upon the royal line with disfavor. I only beg you take every care going forward.
A warning.
Even so, there is naught we can do but focus on rebuilding.
Indeed. Let us return to the king and apprise him of our progress.
I would walk the city with Sheila a bit longer and speak with the people.
As you wish. But this is not the capital you knew. Be careful, my love.
Plus the fact that she has red hair. Did you forget about that part? Alright, we got character stories. Figured it's about time to get the Dawn Spear. So I think it would ruin Roland's character if we get him story-wise before reclaiming Glenbrook, because then it'll make it seem like Roland is not the reason, or like his character growth will be lessened if he didn't do it alone as a descendant or as an heir to his master. So now that he's done that alone, we can get the Dawn Spear. But yes, I am so looking forward to using. You maintain the hat.
I regret to say I must. I have been idle for long enough. But know this, I shall forever be indebted to the Roselle. I know not why fate delivered my battered body to the shores of your village, but I am fortunate that it did. I owe my life to your kindness. Thank you.
You'll have no debt with us. We only did what was right. But where will you go? Safety is a luxury few are afforded these days.
The war rages still, and so long as it does, I must fight with every inch of my being to end it.
A single man can't fix this tangled mess of a world.
Ah, but I am not alone. Every moment my allies risk life and limb without me is a moment I owe them for their bravery. I must rejoin them at once.
I see there's no convincing you otherwise. Very well. But we expect to hear news of your victory soon.
I sense the world is on the cusp of great change. Change for the better. When it comes, let us celebrate its arrival together. Well met, friends. I require passage to see Lord Serenoa.
And who are you? If you want an audience, you'll have to wait behind the rest.
Oof, look at this guy trying to act smug. Can you not recognize the face? Well, to be fair, he always wear the mask.
Wait, that cape, it can't be. You're Sir Maxwell. My lord, Sir Maxwell has returned.
My apologies for my abrupt departure, my lord. Full glad am I to see you have managed without me.
Sir Maxwell, you're alive.
Aye, and none the worse for wear, I hope. It seems fate would have me take up my spear once more.
Where have you been? We all feared the worst.
Avlora's fell blow cast me into the river, and its cold embrace washed away my memories, along with my pride. I awoke in a village of kind-hearted folk. I might have stayed there, blissful in ignorance, had news of your exploits not reached them. It was then that old memories stirred, prideful memories, painful memories. My purpose became clear. I must end this war or perish in the attempt. I hope that I have not come too late to make a difference.
Of course not. We would be honored to have you fight by our side. I only hope you can say the same for us, Dawnspear.
Alright, the Dawn Spear, baby. Finest lancer in all Glenbrook. So probably a glass cannon version, but less mobile version of Roland. Alright, before we give him a quick look, we're gonna have to sweep these things.
You there! This is no place for strangers. Be gone from here.
So, the rumors were true. There are Roselle here.
From Hierophant, are you? I'll be damned if I go back to your stinking salt pit. It's been 30 years. We want only to live in peace.
30 years? Were you at the Citadel of the Sands during the war, perchance?
I was. How did you know? I was but a child at the time. We had fled from servitude, but the army quickly tracked us down. We were forced to.
So some did survive. Please, forgive me.
What got into you all of a sudden?
Long ago, I served as General of Esfrost. It was I who razed the Citadel to the ground and burned your countrymen alive. Words of apology will not even begin to atone for my deeds. Yet I give them anyway. I am sorry.
Knowing the danger, you came all the way out here to say that?
I had to know if any of you lived.
Raise your head. It is true that I lost my father when we fled servitude at the source. My people still bear the wounds from that war. Wounds that may never heal. But not one of us perished in the flames that day.
What did you say?
It is true that we were being kept prisoner in the Citadel jails that day. But we were set free before the fire spread. To this day, I can scarce believe it. But the commander himself personally gave the order, and worked together with our leader to see that we were ushered to safety.
A general of Hierophant freed you? But why?
To this day, I still remember his words. A person's life isn't worth more or less just because of the conditions of their birth. Who is to say what was in his heart? All I know is that it is by his mercy that we are alive today. Many of my people live together in villages. Others, like my family and I, have chosen to live on our own.
None of you died at the Citadel that day. That can't be possible.
But it is. And I'm living proof.
I dared not dream. Oh, thank heavens.
There's no need for tears.
To think there was such a compassionate soul in Hierophant's ranks. If this man still lives, I would express my gratitude to him in person.
As would I. Sadly, I do not even remember his name.
At any rate, I feel as if a great burden has been lifted. And yet my true battle has only begun. And I will not rest until this world is one where people need no longer suffer the horrors of war.
A bit idealistic, no? I reckon that only bloodier days are ahead.
I know this better than anyone, boy. And yet I mustn't give up hope. At long last, my conscience is clear, and I fight with newfound purpose for the hope of a brighter future.
Alright, I have a feeling that Commander General is Archibald. And I have a feeling there will be a character story where they'll talk about it. Okay, what are the odds this and Groma's is connected?
Who in their right mind sends an old man on a scouting mission? Oh, goddess take me. I can't wait to retire. Of course, I can't very well do so until the war is over.
What will you do once it is?
I can't say I have any plans in particular. But there is one regret I'd like to remedy. I'd like to find my first love. I still dream of her, even all these years later.
Huh.
She was the general of the Esfrosti forces during the siege of the Citadel of the Sands. The turning point of the Salt Iron War, that was.
What are the odds they're even lovers? Or, wow, that's cool.
I never learned her name. We were enemies, yes.
Oh, enemies, yes.
It was clear from the battle we waged how much we admired one another.
Alright. That's some good storytelling right here.
She caught a beautiful figure on the battlefield. Her every movement was majestic. More than anything, she was a fearsome warrior. Truly, there is none in the world like her. I wonder what might have been had we met in a tavern instead of as enemies.
I see. I hope you can find her then.
As do I. As do I.
Well, looky here. Easy mark.
Let's get them before they wise up.
There.
He saw us? Well, we're too far away. Inhumanly possible. Monster!
How did you sense those bandits from such a distance?
Rats like that will never get the better of me. Until this war is over, I've only begun to fight.
I can see you mean that.
Ah, that's it. I know what I'm going to do when we're done fighting. I'll travel the land till I find the Esfrosti general who caught my eye. It's strange, but I sense her presence wherever I go. Might be she's closer than I think. If that's the case, I'd better do what I can to end this war, and fast. Time to work twice as hard for an early retirement.
And they're literally next to each other. There should be a story connecting them. Or a character story.
The hour has grown quite late.
That was my first scouting excursion in many moons. I'd forgotten how long they can take.
'Tis not often I get the chance to soar over distant lands such as these. Sir Flanagan, over there!
If it's coin you want, it's yours, all of it. Please, just spare our lives.
We'll be taking the coin. But I'm afraid nobody would see my face can go on living.
Please, please have mercy.
I shall be your shield, my love. Run while you can.
They need us. Quickly!
I'm with you.
Let them go!
What's this now? Is someone calling the army? Wait. recognize that grubby shield anywhere. You're Sir Flanagan. You're but a lowly coward what turned tail from the duchy. But I bet your shield would fetch good coin at auction.
And you shall have it, on the condition you do not lay a finger on these two.
Or better yet, I'll take your shield, your money, and your lives. Kill the lot of them! Out, that coward best us.
Oh, thank you, good sir. Thank you. We are forever in your debt.
I was only doing my duty. Are you hurt?
No. The three of us couldn't be better, sir. All thanks to you.
3?
She's with child, my lord.
Then I am relieved thrice over.
Pray, tell us your name. I would name the child after you, should it be a boy.
This is hardly a deed worthy of...
The man before you was Flanagan, an honorable soldier. Perhaps too much so for his own good.
Flanagan. A fine name indeed.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Sir Flanagan. You truly are the People's Shield.
The People's Shield?
I dare say it's a fitting epithet.
I am hardly worthy of such a lofty title.
If only that were your choice to make. You didn't start calling yourself the Bloody Shield after all. Am I wrong, Sir Flanagan? Or should I say, the People's Shield?
Then I suppose I must endeavor to live up to it. For my sake, and for that of the one who may bear my name.
The People's Shield. It's like the People's Elbow, the Rock.
Thank you for journeying all this way to assist us, Medina. I fear the healers in this region are otherwise occupied today. You have my apologies.
No need to apologize. You may call on me whenever you're in need.
I have 2 wounded here. One of our own, and an Frosty.
The cause of all our strife in the flesh. Treating the enemy first! Have you lost your mind?
His wound is far more grievous. We must tend to him or he will die.
What fealty have we to those who robbed us of our king? Who would drive us to ruin?
We may have no fealty to his nation, but we have a duty to him, as a man whose life depends on us. Leave your talk of allies and enemies on the battlefield. It has no purchase in a place of medicine. So long as I practice the healing arts, it is my duty to save them both.
She learned from that Roselle experience.
They should be able to get some rest now.
That was incredible, Medina. I am sorry for what I said earlier. I was not myself.
All is forgiven. At one time, I would not have challenged you.
Would that I had your courage.
You can. Simply keep your desire to help those in need first and foremost in your mind. The rest is sure to follow.
Lastly, still haven't used these characters. Probably gonna save them until Benedict's route, depending on how useful they are, of course.
Wow, it's really coming down today.
And we've been trekking through these mountains for hours now. My legs are killing me. I don't know how you do it, Huette.
Such complex terrain cannot be scouted from the sky alone. Not to mention our view from above would be obscured by the rain. So going on foot is our best option.
I understand. Being part of House Wolffort's army and out here with you, it's given me a renewed appreciation of the land. Cannot thank you enough, Huette.
It is Lord Serenoa who you should thank. And you can show your gratitude by helping me complete our mission as quickly as possible. The rain has washed away our foothold on these slopes, so we're behind schedule.
Please, wait, Huette. The clouds tell me the rain is unlikely to let up anytime soon, and there is a high chance of mudslides on the slopes ahead. So perhaps we should make our camp here for the day.
It sounds to me like you just want to take a break.
Not so. Given the groundwater and these conditions, the terrain is prone to collapse. Huette, this is my life's work. You must believe me.
Very well. If you insist, we can wait out the rain here for the day.
Thank you.
What a beautiful day.
Now, back to scouting.
You there! The road ahead's collapsed. You'll have to go around. It's awful up there. Some were even injured in the fall. They turned me away just now.
If we had continued yesterday, we could have died. Thank you, Giovanna. Your research saved my life.
I'm happy that analyzing all those stones wasn't for nothing.
So you know a lot about stones, do you? Why don't you take this? I found this strange little one over by the landslide.
This looks just like the stone you had when you collapsed.
It's the fossil of a snail, one that lives only in Hyzant, around the source.
But this came from inside the mountain.
It did indeed. It might sound preposterous, but I have a theory that a great sea of salt once covered all of Norzelia.
The entire realm?
As I said before, the mountains, rivers, and forests change over time, just like any living thing. Long, long ago, a giant sea of salt could have easily covered this place.
Given the state of the land today, that's difficult to believe. Do you think you could find records of it in the archives?
Perhaps. But this is something I wish to see with my own eyes. After all this scouting, I've realized that I need to explore the land myself if I'm to learn more about it. So I'm going to journey to every corner of Norzelia and uncover all its secrets.
Every corner of Norzelia? That's quite an undertaking.
When the war is over, might you take me there atop Flugi?
I suppose I do owe you my life. When the war is over, let's do just that.
Thank you, Huette. I could not be happier to call you friend.
Alright. So for all the character stories.
There are more who accepted Esfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was naught but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolffort messenger! Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolffort, bearing tidings of Lord Simo.
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolffort so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolffort domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan Village. To our shame, Castle Wolffort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan Village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
They have other ideas.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith, besides which it is the Royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now, I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolffort will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking. A king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriatte. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Suette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriatte and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
House Wolffort and Minister Exham's forces have reclaimed the Crown City. And not only that, they have dealt a heavy blow to the Esfrosti forces in killing Thalys and other commanding officers.
We couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
Oh, to see Gustadolf's face when he hears the news. Now he'll have no choice but to come crawling to us on hands and knees, begging for salt. Though, this could be our chance to crush the duchy once and for all.
Just because they're licking their wounds does not make them easy prey. They still have their iron, after all.
Ha! Iron. We can get iron. All we need do is make Glenbrook hand over the Grand Norzelian mines to us. A paltry price to pay for our bountiful aid in their restoration of the Crown City.
The Grand Norzelian mines. The spark that lit the flame of Esfrost's aggression. But why go through the trouble to seize an iron source when they have all the iron they could ever need? I should have Milo look into the matter.
Minister Idor?
Well, regardless, we control the salt. I say we bide our time until Esfrost admits they are defeated. Besides, Glenbrook seeks our aid in their reconstruction efforts, do they not?
Yes. King Roland and Minister Serenoa have both asked for help, and sent reports detailing the extent of the damage to the Crown City.
Send forth a veritable bounty. To Minister Serenoa of the Saintly Seven, that is.
Ah, yes. A show of the goddess's grace to the people, and as a wedge to drive between him and the king.
Esfrost, Glenbrook. They will both be ours before long.
Good thing we're dealing with Esfrost this route. Anyways, time to make a decision. The decision. Or not yet. One more sequence of conviction choices.
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolffort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan Village.
Ain't anyone living in that village anymore, so why bother with it? Think they're looking to make themselves a cozy lair?
Whatever they want, they cannot be allowed to do as they please. We must protect the village so the Roselle have a home to return to.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriatte and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolffort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolffort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan Village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the Royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolffort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolffort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan Village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolffort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolffort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
Damn, something so simple he still wants the scales. It just goes to show. I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. And yet something has me unsettled. Alright. Let's check the town first. We don't have to gather treasures, that's one thing. We still haven't seen the Dawn Spear. Give him a quick look. Look at him. So much strength. Almost exactly like Roland. Can counter. This is really good. Very mobile. I just noticed his cape is the scales. I must admit, I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A Lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from his frosty clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolffort, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. We will, of course, expedite officially restoring trade, but it is critical that we stabilize our salt supplies. We could accomplish that quicker and avoid any unnecessary confusion by using the merchants. Okay, one more. That noble woman. Put him on the spot. So, you allowed yourselves to be used by the Archduke, and now that he is gone, you change your tune yet again. Call me Daddy. That's what. Father-son duo. We know who that is. Trish and Travis. A father and daughter. That sounds like Travis and Trish. So in this route, this is the third time we're gonna fight them. I'm not even sure we're gonna fight them or just meet them. But what could they be after? That's it for that. Not yet. Visit the encampment real quick. See if we can pump up the Dawn Spear. Divine Spear. Damn, +8 on strength. Broken. And revive. Wow, really good. So at this point we have 3 people who can revive after dying. And we're gonna get another resurrection ring by next playthrough.
Hard effort grants a boon.
We have one more to spare. Let's give it to Hosabara.
This calls for a drink.
It's the final skill. Electrum. You can also get this. Really good. Kind of like a dragoon. Can't believe we're scarce on iron. Let's buy some. Oh, forgot. Quality iron and iron. Just one of each is enough. The rest we can grind at some point. Oh, we're due for some superior stuff anyway. So, we can just do that off screen. Save that for next time. That's it for now. Let's do the conviction and wrap up. Alright. Since we're going to Roselle, we want to convince Bandits first, I guess. As the steward of House Wolffort, it is my duty to let Lord Simon know what happened while he was ill. So yeah, we can't convince him.
Lord Serenoa.
We finally managed to rout the Frosty forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. You would have us accompany Lady Frederica, my lord. We're simping for the wife this lap.
Certainly.
Now that you mention it, it does seem strange. What could they be hoping to find there? Do you think they heard the Rosellan legend and know something about the key? I suppose we won't know for sure until we ask them ourselves.
I need time.
Having bandits in our domain is certainly a problem that concerns House Wolffort, and yet it makes sense, because I remembered they plundered some stuff in the archives, which is Orlea's book. So they have the key. They wanna, I guess, get that key, which as we know is the salt crystal. The Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Listen, lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? So, you want to accompany Lady Frederica to the Rosellan Village, eh? Is it really that important right now, lad?
You're onto something.
It is pretty strange now that you mention it. I doubt there's anything of interest there for your average bandit. Do you think it's possible they heard about a key that'll free the Roselle? If they did, there's a chance they think it'll fetch a pretty price. There is that legend, but ain't no way we can prove it's real. In any case, we can't just let bandits think they have the run of this place. Thanks for that, lad. I think you might be right about the Rosellan Village. I'll give them some time to think. I will remain here in the capital, but you needn't worry about me. You must decide where you need to be, friend. Alright. We may have freed the capital from Esfrost's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. As a member of the King's Guard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City. You want us to make for the Rosellan Village? Are you certain this is the best time for that? I can tell that you worry for your betrothed. But she will be up against mere bandits and have the Wolffort soldiers at her side. The danger will be minimal at best. I wish the same could be said of the Royalists, but there is no telling what they are scheming. I think His Majesty may have more need for your strength than Lady Frederica.
Okay.
I see now your reasons for wanting to visit the village of Roselle. I think we failed at convincing her. I worry about the rumors of bandits in the Rosellan Village. I must go see it for myself.
Ah, yes?
Things are slowly settling down in the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellan Village a visit. The rumors of bandits are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help put her mind at ease. Well, we're going there anyway. Who else do we have to talk to? That's everyone. Commence the voting.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolffort domain, depart to the Rosellan Village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You have my vote.
After much deliberation, I have decided to let your convictions lead us. Okay, it's a tiebreaker. If we could convince you what would be nice.
I have faith in you.
Okay, I was uncertain, but I trust your judgment, Lord Serenoa.
You won me over.
I've got no good reason to disagree with you, lad. You have my vote.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Unanimous, baby.
The way forward is decided. We march to the Rosellan Village and drive the bandits from the surrounding woods. I shall accompany Frederica to defend the Rosellan Village. I know not what the bandits are after, but I cannot allow them to run rampant over the land.
Thank you, Serenoa. I am heartened to have you by my side.
Very well. Fulfill your duty to your domain. I shall see to things in the capital.
Then I shall venture to the Wolffort domain and make our report to Lord Simon in your stead.
And this is farewell for now. King Roland, Benedict, until our reunion in the capital.
Serenoa knows it. Wife over everything. Happy wife, happy life.